Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law by Adrienne is a poem that delves into the complexities of women's lives, exploring themes of domesticity, societal expectations, and personal liberation. Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law opens with an epigraph from France Prezerin that sets a tone of discontent and the desire for something more. Rich's poem is structured in 10 sections, each offering a different snapshot or vignette of a woman's experience, particularly focusing on the challenges faced by women within the domestic sphere and societal expectations. The first section introduces a daughter-in-law who is burdened by the mundane and repetitive nature of domestic chores. This woman is depicted as trapped in a life of monotonous duties and unfulfilled dreams, symbolizing the stifling roles that society often imposes on women. Rich uses vivid imagery to highlight the sense of entrapment and the loss of identity that can come with such roles. In the second section, Rich contrasts the youthful vitality and ambition of the daughter-in-law with the older generation's resigned acceptance of their roles. This section highlights the conflict between generations and the tension between the desire for self-actualization and the pressure to conform to traditional expectations. The poem reflects the internal and external struggles that women face as they navigate these opposing forces. Rich incorporates historical and literary references to illustrate the long-standing nature of women's oppression. She references figures like Antigone and echoes the voices of women throughout history who have struggled against societal constraints. These references serve to connect the personal experiences of the daughter-in-law to a broader historical context, emphasizing that these struggles are not isolated but part of a larger narrative. The fourth section delves into the daughter-in-law's longing for freedom and self-expression. Rich portrays this desire as a fundamental aspect of the woman's identity, one that is constantly suppressed by societal expectations. The imagery of caged birds and constrained movement underscores the intense yearning for liberation and the frustration of being unable to attain it. Rich explores the intellectual and creative aspirations of women, which are often stifled by their domestic responsibilities. The poem suggests that women have the potential for great intellectual and artistic contributions but are frequently denied the opportunity to pursue these interests. This section reflects Rich's own experiences as a woman and a writer, highlighting the importance of intellectual freedom and creative expression. In the seventh section, Rich shifts focus to the resilience and resistance of women who refuse to be entirely subdued by societal expectations. The daughter-in-law is depicted as finding small acts of defiance and moments of personal strength. These acts of resistance, though often subtle, signify a refusal to accept complete subjugation and a determination to maintain some sense of self. The poem also addresses the weight of tradition and the ways it perpetuates women's subjugation. Rich critiques the societal norms and expectations that are passed down through generations, creating a cycle of oppression. This section emphasizes the difficulty of breaking free from these entrenched patterns and the courage required to challenge them. Rich explores the complexity and multiplicity of female identity, acknowledging that women are not monolithic but have diverse experiences and perspectives. The poem reflects on the various roles women play and the internal conflicts they experience as they try to reconcile these roles with their true selves. This complexity is portrayed through the different snapshots, each capturing a different facet of the daughter-in-law's life. In the final section, Rich concludes with a call for change and a vision of a future where women can fully realize their potential. The poem ends on a note of hope, suggesting that through awareness and solidarity, women can overcome the limitations imposed on them and create new possibilities for themselves. This section serves as both a critique of the present and an aspirational vision for the future. Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law is a powerful exploration of women's lives, capturing the struggles, aspirations, and resilience of women as they navigate a world that often seeks to confine them. Through vivid imagery, historical references, and personal reflection, Rich crafts a nuanced portrayal of the female experience and calls for greater freedom and self-expression for women.